tried putting in 12/20/26. It should not allow me to do that because the policy's starting tomorrow. Well, so it should be today. Draft initial premium on the date of the application. So this would allow you to change it if in fact you were picking a date further out. Oh, here's the answer we were talking about before. Recurring draft date is 5 days before the policy's monthly effective date. So it does disclose it right up front when they enroll. I apologize about that. And then we're going to use a credit card. Actually,
Use a
let's
bank draft.
always,
Yeah, use a
yeah, I
bank
was just
draft
going
on
to
file.
say, yep, I was just going to say, let's go back. I was changing it to bank draft. So it is proven that the persistency of business that is purchased on an ACH is much higher than business that is written with a credit card. And you'll see as once you start selling that it holds to be true where you're compensated better on those plans. The persistency is just going to be better all the way around. So I don't have a payment. It's going to make me fill in all this information, which I don't have.
Oh, I can give you
So
go with a routing number. Here, I'll give you some numbers.
okay,
All right, 267-084-131.
bank account number.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
That's that Chase Bank.
Yeah, there you go. That is correct.
Mike's Bank. I'm going to
Yeah,
put Mike's Bank in here.
there's no money in there. Sorry, guys. You owe me.
Uh, name of depositor was a
Sure.
tester, because that's who's signing up. Love that. All right, so we're going to use the same address. We're going to continue to review. Okay, so now we're going to, this is the final step. You've got all the information. You're going to verify here. It still gives them the option at this point of the application to delete products if they change their mind. Everything is broken out on the right side. And again, you can download the brochures at this point of the application process. They've reviewed all the information. I have reviewed the information above and confirmed that all spelling, client contact information, and plan selections are accurate and complete. So you have to click there, continue to signature. Okay, so how will the applicant's signature be collected? I mentioned this earlier. So if you want, uh, Mike, is the text code working
It
these
is, yeah, it's
days?
working. I would say
Okay.
kind of a mixed bag of what everybody chooses, but e-signature is your
Hmm.
standard.
Yeah.
Send the full document, they sign all the different lines. The most common, I'd say, is our text pin code signature. Do you have any
Hmm.
volunteers? Why don't we show them how quickly this works?
Yeah, somebody
Sure. You
give
can
me a
use mine.
phone number.
Yeah. 734
Hang on
8890. Or do you need me to hold off?
one second.
Too fast. Hold on. We got to get to
Yeah,
this.
hang on. Gotta let me get there.
So you're supposed to disclose all this information to the customer while you have them on the phone. Um, Disclosing all this information right while you have them on the phone. They
Yeah.
acknowledge, and you send a PIN code.
Now you can give me the phone number.
All right. 734 890 1799.
Let us know when you
So,
get it.
so you have to read off all of those disclosures, or is it gonna, or will it be text to them and they can read it?
Couldn't
Both.
take
So
myself off mute fast enough. That was my question, Valencia. I'm like, oh
Because
my.
yeah, that's a lot to read.
It's both. So you as the agent are required to read that if you're using the text pin signature feature. If you're using e-signature, obviously you don't need to disclose any of that. They are going to be
Right.
signing and initialing as they go along in that document.
Yep.
Oh, got it. So
Let's
use
see. Still
e-signature.
haven't gotten it, buddy.
And Mike, what you got it?
I have not as of yet.
It hasn't sent. Try typing it in one more time. Maybe
The phone number?
yeah, maybe it just needs to. I'm like a plug the router out and plug it back in type of person. Just retype
Okay.
it.
734-890-17. Am I entering the phone number right, Charles?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. And Mike, am I
Yeah, it's
correct in that?
not working in our test site right now. It works
Okay.
in production, but test site
Oh,
not working.
no worries.
Essentially, once you hit that send pin button, a new blue box will appear as you are the agent, and it will be a input of a pin number. So the customer gets a text message and gives them a pin number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6. If they disclose that number back to you, you put that in our system and confirm it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they've actually attested and signed their documents. It's really easy. Unfortunately, it looks like in our testing and sandbox, it's a little disjointed. So apologies.
Doesn't want to play. But when you do the email for the PIN code, don't they get the application and review it themselves? Kind of
That is
like the e-signature?
correct.
And then they have to click something to say that they've read through it. That's on them. And then they provide you with the PIN code,
That
right?
is correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, any other questions on this? Any questions on the application process? So this was a short-term medical plan. Let's go to what, Charles, what would you like to see next?
Um, how about going over any guaranteed issue?
Sure. Might not
Levy,
get
let's
any.
go over what is guaranteed issue and pairs really well with some of our ACA plans that might be out there.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
All right. So let's do. All right. So for our guaranteed issues, your plan enhancer is a great product. Trio Med has both options, both standard issue and guaranteed issue. So let's do this. So 7, let's do this again, 11/20/26. I'm going to use that Florida zip code. I'm going to use the same date of birth. Ugh. Do you want me to add a spouse or dependents, Charles? It's going to kind of be the same, especially if we're doing the guaranteed issue products. Okay. What is this? Not sure what happened there. Let me try this again.
Oh, you had it right. It pops up the date of birth input for the spouse or the domestic partner.
Oh, but I didn't check on. Oh, I did check spouse.
I think you
Sorry.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. You're right. I didn't even realize I did that. I was going to do the one person. 638, 10, 3, 1989. Let's just do the female. Oh, let's add a spouse just so we can show what it looks like. All right, and the names are optional. I'm going to go in and put the spouse's date of birth as 10/01, let's say 1987. Male. And we're going to run a quote now. All right, so let's go down to we're going to pick the accident tab. This is going to give us the plan enhancer and Trio Med. Let's say they never used tobacco. So here you're going to have your options. You've got plan enhancer, Trio Med with the guaranteed issue, Vital Guard, Acumed, accident fixed benefit. So not all of those plans are guaranteed issue, but we can go with the plan enhancer. Let's start here. And again, as I mentioned, right? So when I do a presentation, the benefits vary from 2,500 all the way to 17,005. But you may not see all those benefit options in every state when you quote. So don't be nervous if, you have less options. So let's go with a $10,000 benefit. And again, so as I mentioned earlier, as that we did it as an add-on with the short-term medical plan, but you've got the options to add on the riders. So you have the cancer, heart attack, stroke, sickness, and hospitalization. So either or both, or you don't want any riders. So let's add both though. It's a good value. And keeping in mind, right, with the accident medical expense plans, we selected a $10,000 benefit. Like most accident plans, it will pay, say the client fell and broke their leg, and their bill came in at $12,000 total. In that case, they would get the full $10,000 benefit from their plan enhancer. If the bill came in at $8,000 for the broken leg, they have a $10,000 total benefit. They would get paid out up to $8,000 what they spent. And in Florida, there is no deductible to be paid before they get the benefit. So they would get $8,000. Where with the riders, the cancer, heart attack, stroke, and the sickness hospitalization rider, those would pay the full $10,000 based on that first time occurrence. So just so everyone is clear on that. Let's go down. We can do it and apply, and it doesn't let me do another Trio Med, correct, Mike?
I would just remove it and then add it.
Okay. Remove the plan enhancer?
Yeah, correct. Just hit the red button or orange.
And then just do the AME?
You got it.
I don't want any riders now. Okay, so let's go ahead and then we can go down and let's do. So the Trio Med is a bundled product. So you're not going to have any riders to add or remove. The Trio Med is a bundled product. It's an AME, so accident medical expense. It will have that $250 deductible as you see on the quoting site. And then it has critical illness, but the critical illness is has a lot more sicknesses or conditions where it would pay out. There are 3 levels of payout. Let me open up the brochure for you. And then it has an accidental death and dismemberment benefit on it. So similar to the plan enhancer, but keep in mind the plan enhancer, when it comes to critical illness, it's really just It's just the cancer, heart attack, or stroke. So here's your Trio Med.
Charles just asked about coordination of benefits. It's a really good question.
Yep,
So plan
yep.
enhancer, there is no coordination of benefits. So if a customer, trips and falls, they break their leg, total bill came out to $4,000. We have a benefit amount of $5,000. We're just going to take a look at that claim, take a look at the what was paid, and send a check for $4,000, right?
Hmm.
Now, if somebody has a separate accident plan with a different company, we don't coordinate to understand how much was paid out to the customer. So, in that sense, there is no coordination of benefits. I hope that
Right.
answers your question.
Okay. So again, you have access to those brochures at any time throughout the process. So, um, and you see here, because I have already selected a plan enhancer, the system is not going to allow me to add TrioMed to the shopping cart. So the system is pretty foolproof. Um, this is an accidental death and dismemberment plan only, which it would allow you because keep in mind the plan enhancer does not have an AD&D benefit. So we can add 100. We'll add that vital guard. And again, because I have plan enhancer, it is not allowing me to select the Acumed. We can select the accident fixed benefit plan. Any questions on these products, Charles? Anything you wanted me to go over?
Not offhand. I mean, maybe just like a couple examples as far as on then pitching it. A lot of times we're dealing with bronze and gold plans on the ACA marketplace, so it might be good for like just an example representation on how that look on both kind of plans.
Um, so
So maybe something with like a $2,500 deductible, $5,000 max out of pocket, and maybe like a $7,500 deductible with $10,000 max out of pocket.
all right, so you want me to, I'm sorry, what plan do you want me to display, or are you looking for like an example how it would work, or
Yeah, like how it would pair up well with when the agents are selling either like bronze plans, gold plans, just for like reference on like what that would look like. So some good pairing options, both with picking out the plans and the benefit amounts. So it could coordinate over with their ACA plan, provide some value.
gotcha.
Oh, I got it. Understood. Yeah. So if you have somebody who's got like I don't know, we'll call it $10,000 maximum out of pocket, some sort of bronze plan, a great way to pair that is going to be with a plan enhancer for $10,000, right? Let's cover
Right.
that gap, right? So when pitching it to your customers, you're going to discuss, hey, you currently have a $10,000 deductible, which means the first thing that you will have to pay in the event of some sort of claim is going to be $10,000. You have to satisfy that before the insurance company will pay out. Now, we want to mitigate that financial burden as much as possible, right? So the ways that we do that is with additional policies, right? So this one policy is called accident medical expense or plan enhancer. It comes with a few things. The first part is going to be the accident medical expense. So this is your everyday trip and fall. You broke your leg, you went to the hospital, had to get some x-rays, maybe a boot. You had a really long day in the hospital. We definitely want to make it as simple and easy as possible. Instead of spending, $5,000 for going to the hospital, this is going to cover that claim up to $10,000 and cover that gap. Now, I definitely want to get you as much coverage as possible. In the event you have a cancer claim, heart attack, stroke, anything like that, I definitely want to make sure that you're covered and not spending $10,000 out of pocket as well. Plan Enhancer does that as well. And then finally,
Mhm.
is the sickness rider as well. So if you spent 24 hours or more in the hospital due to an illness, this is going to cover that gap as well. So by combining all three of these plans in tandem with your bronze plan currently, we're going to be
Mhm.
able to cover and mitigate any of those catastrophic claims that happen. So most of the time, you're not going to be paying anything out of pocket for some of those larger claims. How's that sound, guys?
I'm doing a clap in the background because that was excellent. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks. At some point, I used to sell.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and inside the brochures, there's really good examples. You see what I have up on the screen? So it gives examples with, having a primary plan and what it would have paid, and then how this plan enhancer paying out directly to the client would really, make them whole again or just assist with that max out of pocket exposure with those. And it could be right, you like you mentioned with an ACA, but it could be a group plan where they went with the highest, out of pocket to keep that premium down. Or a short-term medical with the highest deductible or max out of pocket available to keep the premium down. Any other questions? Was there anything else you wanted to go
Let-
over?
Let's take a look at dental. So I think that's the last piece.
The dental?
Yeah, definitely. If there's any other questions, we definitely want to answer them. I thought I heard someone peek out, but so
It,
we first talked.
it
Yeah,
was me.
go ahead. Sorry.
Question. So earlier you did say it's a $35 application fee. So if it's me and I have a spouse, is it 35 or just 35 for the whole family?
Just 35 for the whole family.
Just 35. Yeah.
And if there's a decline, we don't even pull. So we only pull that amount if the risk is accepted. So if there's a decline and the risk is not accepted, we don't even pull that 35. We don't pull anything until we accept the risk.
Yeah.
Good question.
Okay. And on one last question,
Sure.
um, is it only for like the short-term medical and all those plans, or is it for anything that we sell?
Yeah, anything that you sell, if there's some sort of decline, that we don't pull. Now, most of the plans that we're showing you outside of short term are guaranteed issue, so they're eligible.
Mhm.
Most don't have that application fee. Short term medical
Yeah.
and our fixed benefit do.
Okay. That's what I was
Yeah.
just trying to make sure. I'm like, so I sell a dental plan, they
Y-
gotta pay
Yeah.
35?
No,
Yeah.
no.
No, no. So Henrietta,
Okay.
see the shopping cart here. Since
Mm-hmm.
this is still showing the plan enhancer, those guaranteed issue products we were going over. There is
Mm-hmm.
no app fee noted
Okay.
underneath the monthly premium. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. So let's
I would
remove
say
all this stuff.
let's go dental, Letty. So we kind of
Yep.
went through short-term medical. It's the ACA alternative, right? Somebody doesn't qualify or they're,
Mhm.
financially in different positions. So they probably want short-term medical versus ACA. So we showed you that. We showed you some things to pair with ACA, or bridge those gaps for your maximum out of pockets, those deductibles, those big bronze plans. We definitely want to show you some dental as well. So I'll let Letty take it over from here.
Yep. So I love the dental options. So again, I'm still in Florida. I just cleared out my shopping cart and I clicked on the dental and vision. So our select dental plan, again, it's going to be the Aetna Dental Network. So again, we have it right on the site, right on the quoting page where you can check a provider, make sure that their dentist, if they're being stickler and want to make sure they have a specific dentist, that they're in the network because of course the benefits are going to apply when in network. Brochure available. So you have here a couple of different options. So let's look at first the bottom three, Value Plus and Prime. So these are going to be those traditional type of dental plans. where the benefits will increase after the first year. And then there's annual maximums on these plans. The nice thing is we have no waiting periods on them, so they can use the benefits right away. The value plan is going to have basic coverage really only, and the plus and prime are going to have major services. If you are including children, children being under the age of 19, and orthodontics may be something that they would be interested in, you need to offer them that prime plan, because the prime plan is the only plan that covers childhood orthodontics. Again, none of the plans will cover adult orthodontics, just so you know. Then we have our copay plan. The copay plans are work great. So they'll know what they're going to have to pay based on the service. So the regular copay does have an annual maximum. Now there's the copay 2 plan. This plan is the talk of the town. Everywhere we go, all agents do is talk about how great this plan is. I want to show you the brochure so you can take a look at what the benefits look like on it. So with the copay 2 plan, there are no waiting periods. There are no annual maximums. So here is this box, copay plan 2. They are going to have year 1 for a major service. They would be responsible for $500. The plan would cover the rest. What's a major service? And we had this testimonial live a couple of months back. Mike and I were in Texas and we were doing a training, and an agent literally raised his hand and told us he sold it to a client who needed 11 crowns. And the dentist was charging $1,800 a tooth. He sold her this plan. She went to the dentist. She paid $500 a tooth. So that's how good the plan works. Year 2, that would have dropped down to $350 per tooth. So no annual maximums, no waiting periods. But keep in mind, the only caveat with this product is, I'm going to put it in the shopping cart. You have to add another product when they're buying the copay plan 2. We have an indemnity product as well available, which obviously would pay, whatever the plan design that they selected, whichever level, it's going to pay those specific benefits. And then anything over that is going to be the client's responsibility. So let's go here to the copay 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I always like to chime in and talk about why we require the bundle. So do me a favor, add the copay plan 2, and let's see the error. So it's always good for everyone to see it. We could just say no to riders for now. We'll talk about riders in a second.
Yep. And keep in mind that they still have that option. Okay.
Perfect. So it gives us the error in the top right. Hey, you have to add another product into your cart. And you might be asking, why are we requiring you to bundle a dental plan with another plan? And reason being is because this plan was sold so much. And you can imagine agents and members alike are selling it as a benefit, not so much insurance, right? So a customer walks into your office, or they give you a call, got somebody on the phone, and they say, hey, I need a crown done tomorrow. Well, guess what? There's no waiting period. We've collected a total of $50 per person, and we're spending $500 the next day, right? So obviously we can go upside down very quickly. So instead of raising the rate all the way to, $150 per person, we just require you to bundle it instead, right? Stick your business, add more product to the cart. That was kind of the thinking behind that. Some questions that came in through the chat was
I was going to say.
Implants are not covered. Coverage on braces.
Correct.
Oh, braces are not covered.
No.
Nothing orthodontia for copay plan 2. Letty, I'll let you take it from here about orthodontia as well.
Yep. So the orthodontia is only going to be available on that Select Dental Prime plan. And again, it's for children only under the age of 19. And Charles, you asked about the enrollment fee. The enrollment fee is separate from the Life Association. So it's going to be in all states. The $15 Life Association is going to vary by state. In most states, it is required. And Paola asked about the $35 refundable. Okay, so Mike answered that already. Yep. Any questions you see here, Mike, that you didn't answer? I'm just catching up. I had like 13 unviewed.
The only other question is on fixed benefit, so we'll get to the fixed benefit portion. That'll be last but not least.
Okay, yep. Alrighty. So everyone good with this? So what we would need to do,
I had
we
a
would
question. I don't know if you
go
can hear.
ahead.
Can you
Yep.
hear me? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
I did have a question on that price that you have here. Is that for a whole family or is that just for a per?
So keep in
I
mind
came
this.
in kind of late, so
Oh, that's okay.
sorry.
So this specific example that we're doing here with the dental, I've got two people.
Hmm.
Look at the top of the screen. So I've got
Oh,
an
okay. I'm sorry.
applicant.
Let
No,
me blow
that's
that up.
okay. That's okay. Yep. So here's the effective date I picked. Here's the zip code. And then here's the applicant and the
Hmm.
spouse. So
Okay.
it's automatically giving you the price.
Hmm. Perfect. Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's go to our fixed benefit plan, our health access. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, um, this is going to have very similar application questions for this fixed benefit product. It's called the Health Access, and we had already signed off that they don't smoke. Here are the options. So here, Charles, to your point about selling these plans with alongside of an ACA plan and no coordination of benefits, that high deductible plan, the health access is a great option for those. You've got three different levels. As you see, the Metal Gap name was kind of created so that it goes along with the metal names for the ACA plans. Um, the Core and the Plus. These plans have a ton of great benefits. I'm going to open up the brochure so that you can take a look at it. So these are going to pay first day benefits, so no waiting period for sickness or injury. There will be a waiting period um, when it comes to preventive benefits, and they will get an additional discount or they will benefit from using a First Health Network provider when they're using their health access plan. So it's a fixed benefit plan, so some agents ask, what's the difference if it's only paying a set amount? Yes, but if they stay in network, it will allow those claims to be discounted, which will allow the benefit from the fixed benefit plan to pay more, if not all, of the claim. So it makes the client benefits from staying in network. No annual maximums with these plans. They are going to have a 3-year rate guarantee, keeping in mind that these are not like short term where you can only sell it for a certain time frame. So these, if the client signs up at 55, they can keep this health access plan until they turn 65. 65 is the cutoff for the health access plan. So just to give you an idea, so these are not only just benefits for hospitalizations, inpatient, outpatient surgeries. You've got surgeon benefits. If there is going to be any limit, it will indicate it here. So, you're talking a surgeon on a core plan, they can receive $9,000 per surgery up to 3 times per year. So very rich in benefits, and obviously the plus plan is going to be even richer in benefits. But then you also get those everyday type of expenses with benefits. So office visits, you got preventive care on the core and the plus plan, urgent care visit benefits. You've got testing and radiology lab, you've got observation, you've got emergency services where you're actually getting air and ground benefits for ambulance. So some plans don't cover the ambulance, air ambulance. So this is really a rich plan. Um, Benefit goes directly to the client, so it can make them whole. If they have that ACA plan, and they've already satisfied that max out of pocket, and their major medical covered all the entire bill, this is still going to pay, so long as it's a covered benefit on the plan. So it's really a great option. And we do have a guaranteed issue version of it. Of course, it's going to be a little bit lighter in benefits, obviously. Um, so something great examples here how this would work. Um, Again, if they are using it and they have it alongside another plan, no coordination of benefits, they're just going to get the benefit sent to them. So it's like a reimbursement for using the plan. Um, so let's go back here.
Does the price adjust year to year if you keep it?
So first 3 years it's rate locked, and then it will go up after the third year ends.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, a lot of stability. They know what they're going to be getting. Um, Makes them whole. So I mentioned earlier our medical expense shield plan. So we took the top 2 tiers. So we took the core and the plus plan, and we bundled it with a short-term medical plan. I'm going to give you, did you have any other questions on this? Did you want me to go through anything else on here or?
No, unless anybody else has any questions, but no, I think that was good.
Okay. So medical expense shield, this plan just rolled out in May. We're super excited. It's the only plan that we know of in the market today where we have bundled a fixed benefit product, again, the core and the plus that I just shared with you on the health access plan, with a short-term medical plan. And the short-term medical, let me do the application so that I can get to the benefits so you can see what the options are going to be. And I want to make sure that no one gets fixated on the deductible on the short-term portion. Because the way the plan works, it really takes care of itself. Applicant one, I don't remember if it was the male or the female, so I think it was the female. 5'5", 130. I hope. 6 foot, 175. Okay, that's a no. So keep in mind, and you notice this looks exactly like the short-term medical application. So all the rules that I went over with the short-term medical plans, the premium, the preferred rating, all that good stuff. And keep in mind, guys, we do not ask for Social Security numbers for any of our plans. And you notice the short-term medical plan also did not ask a residency. So long as they've got a valid address where we can mail their ID card, and they obviously can get through the application questions, answering with no, and pay the monthly premium, they can be eligible for coverage. No, with no documentation required. So let's do, I'll do the preferred rating. No, no. No, no, and no, and no. All right. Okay, so we're going to pick a term length, little different. So the options for the medical expense shield, Mike calls it MESS. I'm kind of still not used to that name MESS because it sounds confusing. Why would we want to sell a MESS? But it is our medical expense shield plan. The options are going to be 12 months, 24, or 36 months. And again, you can still offer the rate locks. I'm going to do a 36-month rate lock. So there are going to be four options with the medical expense shield plan. Some of the key features on offering this medical expense shield plan. It is giving the client those um, first dollar benefits that we hear complaints about with short-term medical plans, those everyday expenses, everything is accumulating towards deductible. Clients are complaining they don't feel like they're getting any benefit because they haven't satisfied that max out of pocket. So with this bundle, while they are accumulating that large deductible, you've got that fixed benefit plan that's paying for those everyday type services. So as you recall, I went over the brochure with the health access plan. They've got that doctor visit. They've got preventive visit, an urgent care benefit, where with the short-term medical plan, all those services would be applied towards their deductible. So they're still paying money. Where the medical expense shield, we are offering this plan. It is one plan, one price, one ID card. So they are not submitting any additional claims. So we've now also simplified the pushback about buying additional products and having to, remember that they've got another plan or submit receipts or anything like that. So they present their ID card. It's the Aetna network. So if you keep in mind, when I talked about the health access plan, the network on that plan was the First Health Network. The fixed benefit portion of our medical expense shield is using the Aetna network. So they present their ID card, provider or facility submits the claim like they would with any other insurance or any other plan. When we get that, we're going to process it towards their short-term medical deductible and automatically send it over so that the fixed benefit that they are entitled to for any of those covered services, they get a reimbursement. They get a check directly. So it helps make them whole for that money that they're spending while meeting that big deductible. So the fixed benefit is what we're calling our first layer of coverage for those everyday type expenses. And then the short-term medical is going to be our stop loss. And with the short-term medical, the total benefit is $5 million. So in this case, this client had the 3-year plan. That's what we selected with a rate lock. They have $5,000 total coverage over the 3-year coverage period. Now, it is going to be a new policy, a new ID card each term because it is resetting. The fixed benefit just continues on because again, there's no annual maximums with the fixed benefit plan. So the benefit for this product, agents are going crazy over it. We've got some agents that are only offering this because it makes sense, and it makes it more affordable. We've had the question, why such a high deductible? Well, we all know the higher the deductible, the lower the premium. The lower the deductible, the higher the premium. So by keeping these deductibles on the short-term portion of the medical expense shield, we were able to keep the premiums much more affordable, and they're getting the benefit from both plans. So we've simplified the process for them, and they are seeing benefits immediately. So that makes them feel like there's value for what they're spending on insurance. Let's face it, no one wants to spend money without being able to see, the pretties or something fun out of it. It's just something that you have to have, but it's not, you don't enjoy spending money on it. So these plans are super simple. The application is going to, again, look exactly like the short-term medical plan, but they have the four options. So the combinations are going to be the covered core is going to have the benefits as I went over, and they have two different deductible options or the covered plus. So in this case, let's look at the covered core with $35,000 deductible. And actually, I should probably, and again, because we have the short-term medical, and also I didn't mention earlier, the health access plan also gives the client the option to add on the Recuro. And the Recuro is the same type of benefits that I went over in detail when I was talking about short-term earlier. So they can also add on the Recuro for those virtual visits and that prescription coverage because there is no prescription coverage on the medical expense shield unless you add on the Recuro. So I'm going to leave that in here. And then again, it's going to remind you that you can still add a dental. You can still add the plan enhancer, right? And including the riders. So it just makes it very easy, all in one stop. And then, but again, the medical expense shield card is going to be one ID card. So we feel like that's really a key feature to that to simplify the process for the client. So I'm going to just leave these off. I just want to show you what and the brochure is broken out into um, the short-term benefits versus the fixed benefits so that you can kind of go through with the client and explain. And we've got some really great examples in here that we use as well in trainings. So, and it is going to have the 12-month pre-existing look back. But here are, as I mentioned, the benefits for the fixed benefit portion of the medical expense shield plan. So the inpatient, there's outpatient, there's surgery, there's anesthesia, then those everyday type of expenses, right? Doesn't have to be something so catastrophic in order to get a payment. And then you continue on, and then you've got your short-term medical. That's going to really be the backstop for those large major occurrences, that $5 million total. So it's a great option. I highly recommend you take a look at this. If you've got questions, if you want to go through it in more detail, feel free to reach out to myself or Mike, and we'll be happy to go through it with you. Just wanted to, so here, you got some examples here. And I know we're running out of time. This example, a knee surgery. So this basically encompasses what you were talking about, Charles, right? So we were trying to fill that hole of that out-of-pocket
Yep.
exposure with the ACA, right, or a major medical. Well, this is an actual solution. It bundles everything automatically. So in this example, we have this patient that had a knee surgery, and the cost of the treatment was $18,000. Keep in mind, they are going to get the network discount. So they got the Aetna discount. It reduced that bill down to $10,800. So without anything else, the client would be responsible for that $10,800. They've got the $25,000 deductible on their short-term portion of the medical expense shield plan. Now it goes automatically to their fixed benefit. So they're going to have, it's going to break down every part of that claim, and it's going to pay out by line a total of $8,810 in this example. So the client owes $10,800, but they got a check for 8,810. So really, they only felt the sting of $1,990 for a $10,000 claim. And then we have some other examples. So it works essentially the same way, but things that are more catastrophic. So you've got a bigger example here with a heart attack, where the bill was 86,700 discounted down to 72,002. They still have that $25,000 deductible. They have their medical expense shield paying them a check for 21,625 for that everything that occurred with that heart attack. So the bill was 72.2, that's what they were going to be responsible for. Their deductible was 25,000. They received that 21,625 from their medical expense shield from the fixed benefit portion. So their real out of pocket that was only 3,375. And then keep in mind that satisfied the $25,000 deductible on the short-term medical, and now the deductible is satisfied, so the short-term medical plan kicks in and picks up the 47,200 that was left because they've got that $5 million protection. And when the deductible is satisfied, the benefits from the medical expense shield fixed benefit portion does not stop. It continues paying. So if this same client who had already used up their deductible because of the heart attack ended up in the hospital for a pneumonia, their short-term medical would pay all that, whatever the bill was. Let's say it was $11,000. It would pay that bill. And guess what? The client would still get a check from their fixed benefit portion for all the different items on that claim that they had benefits for. So, yeah, it's really taking off. Footprint right now is in, I believe, off the top of my head, about 16 states. The goal will be by open enrollment, this is going to have a 21 state footprint. So we're super excited about this. Any questions? You want to add anything to that, Mike?
No, I think you hit it on the nail. Charles asked about STM plans being off of a calendar year. So if you make an effective date for, let's say, August 1st, and you select a year-long plan, it'll go until July 31st of 2027. So there's some state rules on durations, but for the most part, if you're selling a 1-year plan, it's about 364 days.
Right.
Awesome, yeah. And these are some good product offerings too. Really benefits the client in covering them on that full extent then.
Yeah.
I'd say last thing I wanted to add was really just what makes, I think, Allstate really special is not only our products, not only our technology and ease of doing business, but most importantly, the support, because what you have are some really great people behind us who will support you. Please call us directly. Letty, if you could put your number in the chat, that would be great. We want you calling
Absolutely.
us. Like, there is no other person we want you calling. Please call us for any questions that you might have. I know that there's an agent services number. It's a 1-800 number. I don't want you calling the 1-800 number just in case, because you'll be on hold for 20 minutes. Time is money. Call us directly. Give us an email. We want you to call us so we can get you those answers quickly, get you back on the phones.
Great. Anything else we can help you with?
No, it's been a fantastic presentation. You guys have gone a little bit more in depth than I expected, and then compared to some of the other carriers that we've had before. So definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We always look for constructive criticism, Charles, so please don't hesitate to share. All right, and let's make sure that everyone gets contracted. Mike, will you be able to share the recording of this?
I'm hoping at some point halfway through it said recording stopped, and then I had to
I-
click it again. I don't know. So I will do my best to get you as much as I can here.
Well,
It
it
might
looks
be two
like,
separate.
yeah, I saw that. I think it probably capped out at an hour, but it looks like it's still recording. So let me see if I can stop it now. Record.
Yeah, I'll definitely send it off. I know at least the second half is recorded. I don't know if it captured the first half after it stopped. I don't know. So hopefully we can figure it out. At the very worst, Melissa, just reach out to us at any
Yeah,
point. We're happy to cover any of the material. Go through the quoting system with you.
Okay.
We could do one-on-ones. Like,
Okay.
yep,
yeah.
That
absolutely.
would be perfect. I just came in a little late. I just came in a little late. I just missed that first part, but I was really paying attention to the second part because um I don't know what I did to the beginning, so I was trying to listen to the first and the second part
All
really good. But
good.
if you
All
could
good.
do this first part with me, that would be awesome. I
Perfect.
appreciate
We
it.
got you. I'll try and get the recording out, but if not, please, Melissa, reach out to us directly. We'll
Yeah,
help you out. I know it's Friday afternoon. I want to thank everybody for jumping on the call. And please, if you missed anything, reach out to us directly. We're here to help. Okay.
absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm really excited to work with all of you.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
weekend,
everybody.
everybody.
Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
Mike.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you. Thank you. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you. You do the same. Be safe.